Jose Aldo can win this fight, but it comes down to one thing. Does he have the right game plan? Because there's a game plan to beat Jonathan Martinez, and Jose Aldo has the tools to pull off that game plan. It's just a matter if he does it. Now, before we go into the game plan to beat Jonathan Martinez, we got to set the stage. Jose Aldo's coming back after 2 years off. He's been active, but he's been doing boxing matches against cans. The two guys that he beat, absolute cans. I don't think either of them have won a single boxing match in their entire career. And the draw that he went to with Jeremy Stephens, kind of expected Jose Aldo to whoop up on him, but he did it. It went to a draw. And I thought he probably could have edged that, but either way, it wasn't some dominant victory for Jose Aldo. So it is good that he's been active, but he's still coming back to a different sport. This is MMA. He's been off for 2 years. His last fight was against Merab Dvalishvili. Not a bad loss, and it wasn't some dominant performance by Merab. Fairly closely contested fight, but this is MMA, bro. You can't go from boxing and then go back to MMA and look the exact same. We saw it with Conor McGregor. Granted, the $100 million purse that he got from fighting Floyd probably wasn't a good addition for Conor to come back, because we saw him fight Dustin Poirier, got that leg chewed off. And we know what Jonathan Martinez is good at, chopping those legs. Probably one of the most devastating leg kickers in the UFC right now. That's really his only strong suit, I would say. He's a fairly good overall fighter, but he just hides behind the leg kicks, and he does it so well. And my concern for Jose Aldo is he has good leg kick defense. He checks a lot of kicks. If you watch his fights against like Pedro Munoz, he checks damn near every single kick. But at some point, Jonathan Martinez being so good at leg kicks, if you let him get into the groove of just kicking your legs, even though you're checking him, just keep kicking him, just keep kicking him, you're going to fall into his game. That's what he wants you to do. He wants you to let him kick you in the leg. The game plan for Jose Aldo in this fight needs to be come forward and make this an in-close boxing range fight. Because if he does that, his boxing is going to be levels above Jonathan Martinez. Jonathan Martinez does not have good hands. As I said before, he hides behind the kicks. He does not want to be in the pocket. You see that with a lot of the Factory X guys. Even like a Chris Gutierrez. Gutierrez does not stay in the pocket whatsoever. He stays to the outside, uses his kicks. He'll even stab with his front leg to your knee just to keep you out of range. Jonathan Martinez, not quite that much where he hides behind the kicks to that extent, but he does. You watch any of his fights, he's not engaging with the hands. Now, he's actually a fairly good grappler, and he's pretty solid in the clinch as well. Like good knees up the middle, good tie clinch. And Jose, if that's where the fight's at, Jose's in a better place. The problem is Jose is so used to standing at kicking range because he himself is so good with the kicks. I don't know that he's going to come into this fight with a different game plan. And I think he needs to. Because you're going up against the best leg kicker in the UFC. And do you really want to fall into his game? Even though you might be confident in your leg kicking game and your ability to stand at kicking range and kick with anybody, the path of least resistance, to get inside, use some dirty boxing, get him up against the cage, maybe clinch him, pull away, couple body shots, maybe an elbow to the face, just get dirty. You can't let this be a clean kickboxing match because you're just giving Jonathan Martinez all the chances in the world. Now, I will say this on the Martinez side. This guy's been fighting at the apex, I think, for almost every single one of his last 5-6 fights. For him to go into Brazil, I'm almost at the point where I'm saying Jonathan Martinez could go out there and just look terrible. Because almost every single fight has been at the apex. One of them was in Las Vegas at the theater, the Virgin Hotels or whatever, which was a smaller crowd, not even really a fight night level type of crowd. For him to go into Rio facing the King of Rio, he's going to have some resistance there. It's going to be very odd for him to do that after he's been fighting at the Apex damn near every fight. And I say Aldo needs to get on him quickly because he needs to remind him where he is, who he's facing, and that this fight ain't going to be a stand-at kickboxing range fight. It's not going to be a fight where he's comfortable. At the end of the day, I'm not confident that Jose Aldo is going to be able or is going to go into that fight with that game plan. These older guys, these veterans, they don't really stray away from what got him there. And could he still win if he does stand at kicking range, use his skills that have won him fights throughout his career? Probably. But he could win this a lot easier if he just goes in there, dirty boxing, put the pressure on him early and don't let him be comfortable. I think he wins it pretty easily. I just don't know if he does it. For a pick, I'm going to lean with the dog or pass side. I don't think this is a very good fight to bet on as far as money lines go because I like Martinez, but I don't like him as a favorite against Jose Aldo, especially not in Rio. Is a spot where he's not going to be comfortable, and Jose's hands are for real, and I don't really rate Martinez's hands as good at all. And if he's kicking Aldo's leg and Aldo's not fazed by it, then he's going to be in some trouble. I like the Martinez side, but I don't like it as a favorite. I do believe this fight probably goes the distance. I've just put it out on my social medias. I like the Jonathan Martinez higher on significant strikes on Underdog Fantasy. It might be one I'm just sitting back on other than that as far as bets go. But for a pick, I'm going to lean dog or pass. I'm going with Jose Aldo. Hopefully you enjoyed the brief breakdown here on the Hey Jai Picks YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Putting out more videos like this every single week, every day. Especially for these bigger fights or bigger pay-per-view cards. We're going to be putting out some breakdowns like these. Appreciate you all. Till next time. Hey Jai Picks. We out.